Welcome to part 2 of database mail, and in this video we're actually going to go out and configure database mail, and I'll show you a couple of things and just step you through the wizard so you can see how to get this working on your server. Now, database mail again is going to let us send mail relatively easy from inside SQL Server. So what I want to do is, first of all, get to the database mail, open the SQL Server Management Studio, go into the Management folder, and down here inside Management folder, right under SQL Server Logs, you will see the Database Mail section. I will right-click on that and choose Configure Database Mail. Now, I already have some profiles on this machine, and I've been working with it just a little bit here so that I can get through the video and show you things without error messages popping up. So this might be slightly different from what you see, but it's going to be very close. Nothing that's going to throw you. I will just hit next once I get into the wizard. And notice this is something you need to keep in mind. In the configuration wizard for database mail, I can choose to set up the mail by performing these tasks, or I can manage accounts and profiles that I already have. I can manage security, or I can change system parameters. Well, I want to set up the database mail, and so I will hit next, and it's telling me the feature is not available. Do I want to enable it? And I can say yes, I do. And so now it's wanting me to set up a new profile, and I'm going to set up a VTC mail example profile. I could type a description if I want to. And now it's asking me to set up an SMTP account. And I will click Add. And I already have some profiles in here. Well, I just want to do a new one. And the account name is going to be VTC Mail Example. And the email address that I want to send to is, I'm going to send it to mctmark@comcast.net. Display name, I'll just put Mark. I won't worry about reply. Now the server name is smtp.comcast.net, port number 25. I will leave that the way it is. Basic authentication is required for me to connect to my SMTP server at Comcast. And so I will put my login and password, and should be able to hit OK. And if my passwords match, I should be fine. Now, if I hit next, before I leave, let me show you. I can associate multiple SMTP accounts with this one profile if I would like. So I hit next, and here is my VTC mail example that I just set up. I'll make it my default profile so it's a little easier to work with. Then I will hit next. And here are my system parameters. A couple of things you need to take note of here. Number one, this is going to prohibit any attachments that I can send out, and I can't send out executables, DLLs, VBS or VBScript files or JS, JavaScript files, and I can add anything else I would like to that list very easily. Also, the maximum size for any attachments that get sent out, I can set it right here as well. So I will just click next, and it's telling me, okay, ready to set it up. I click finish, and if we're a little bit lucky here, everything goes through. It's a success, and it's set up. Now, if I right click and try to do a send email test, let me just show you this. I'm going to get an error message, and I can send this to mctmark@comcast.net, and I can send it. Now, it's telling me that if the email is successfully received, click OK. If not, click Troubleshoot. Well, if I click Troubleshoot, it just takes me to SQL Books Online, and so I'll just click OK. Now I can right-click here and view the database mail log, and you can see how many times I have sent mail and it failed. And this is when I was originally setting it up, and then when I actually began to send the mail. And so I can go in here and look and watch for errors here. Now, if I go out and try to retrieve my mail on the other side, there it comes in. You can see part of it in your window there. There's my message right there. So it sent the message. Now, what it didn't do, what I didn't anticipate there, is I thought it would throw an error, and let me show you why. If you cannot send mail out, let me show you what's going on. The way this mail is actually being sent is through a set of stored procedures called Extended Stored Procedures, or XPs. And you need to go out there and turn those XPs on, or allow SQL Server to use those extended store procedures. They're turned off by default if you've never turned them on. And apparently, in somewhere else in the video or something else I've been doing, I've turned these things on and I forgot to turn those off. But let me show you how to turn them on. If you have this trouble, I will type sp_configure, and it's an advanced option. And I will set that to 1 and execute that. And notice it's changed from 1 to 1, so that was already turned on. And then notice it's going to tell me here that I need to run the reconfigure statement to actually install it. And so I will just run reconfigure. I'll highlight just that and execute. And there it goes. And now I need to go enable database mail XPs. Now, I thought this was set to 0. It must have already been set to 1. And I will highlight this, execute it. It's changed from 1 to 1, so yes, I did have it turned on. And then I will reconfigure that, and it completed successfully. Now, if you have trouble sending mail, and you're sure that your SMTP settings, your profile settings are all okay, make sure that you have done these 2 steps, sp_configure show advanced 1, and then sp_configure database mail XPs, set that to 1, and then send reconfigure, and you should be good to go, and your mail should work. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to send email from your Transact SQL scripts.